Please show me an hour with Valentino and Joe Pay. New York Guinea is on the loose. New York Guinea is on the juice. New York Guinea is all the truth. Please enjoy our show and maybe your masseuse is listening too, so give her a splooge. Greg and Joe, Joe and Greg, Joe and Greg, Greg and Joe. I can't come up with any lyrics, so just start the fucking show, bro. And let's hope our two Guineas aren't a no-show. So now let's go.
Boy, I wish I had a slice of that pizza now that we were eating. It looked good,
fuck,
right?
Joe, I swear on my mother, the first thing I was going to say to you, I remember that was great. Joe, we must read minds because I was going to say the same thing to you, that pizza was great.
We're
Holy
fucking,
shit.
we're cut from the same cloth, bro.
Wow, that's funny you said it. You must, because we've seen that. We've seen the same intro 100 times. But the first thing I was about to say to you is that was great pizza, by the way. Holy shit,
we should
you
get
read my
married.
mind. Wow,
Let's get
that's
married, bro.
Joe, I'll blow you every night too. Joe, that's fucking
All right, great. Good. It would be the first one I got in years. Well, of course, it's Wednesday. Welcome to the Swol Lyfe.
Yes,
Presents
baby.
the Gregg and Joe show. He is Greg, I am Joe, and this
My
is
favorite.
the Swol Lyfe, and there is Swole Chad. There you go.
My favorite.
Mr. Swole Chad with the fucking glasses. Look at all our fucking boys. Our boys are in the fucking house.
The
And of
natural
course,
energy.
Make America swole again. Hat.
There
Look
you
at
go.
that.
I like
mean, that's
that.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Obviously, Trumpsters, Swole, Lawrence from Swole, and us. But thank you all for joining us today. Look at this. I'm going to just go down the line. There he is, Mr. fucking Hugo the Claw, Siadich. What's up? Matt Terrell. What up, Matt? Watching. What's up, Matt? And there's Ronan from Ireland. What's up, Ro? What's going on?
From Ireland. Wow.
Rowan, yeah, he's all the way from Ireland. Hey, Ro. And who's that? Dan Beauty 100. Hey, where are you, Dan? The USA is, I guess, we're doing okay with Trump. You know,
we're doing good with Trump. It's the savages that don't like him is a fucking problem.
All right, now, Hugo the Claus is mentioning something that I spoke about on the Instagram Live on Monday. Last week, I forgot to say it. You were the one who years ago said that this is not AOC from the Bronx. This is Sandy from Yorktown Heights.
She lived right up the street from me. I just passed her house yesterday again. Me and Charlie Gasparino, okay, from Fox News, used to hang out at the end of her street. There's a swimming pool, town pool called Junior Lake Pool. But we used to go in it with the lake, you know, and we used to hang out there when we were in high school. It was like one of the kid hangouts, you know what I'm saying? There was no pool then. It was just a lake. But I go junking outside her parents' house. You know what I'm saying? All the time. They throw out shitty junk, by the way.
They had a story in the New York Post last week. I think it was Monday or Tuesday, right before we did our show. I said, I got to bring this up. And like a fucking stones, I completely forgot, right? It was a whole thing where they were basically saying what you've been saying since, I don't know, was it 2017, 18, whenever you got, you know, elected into Congress and beat that old dude in Queens. You were like, she's so full of shit. She ain't no Bronx fucking girl. My niece graduated with her, the same high school I went to, right? Your niece knows her. She went the same graduating class in high school. This fucking article had pictures of her from the high school yearbook, all different, a picture of her family's house, right? The house that you were probably just talking about, and they're talking about Sandy and all of that. And I'm like, you're like 7 years fucking late with this, guys.
I'm gonna give a bombshell right here on MSTV, baby, right here on Muscle Sport Mag TV. You guys looking at this? They had now. If you see on the internet, they have a whole show with that guy Benny, whatever the fuck his name is, where he's in Yorktown. He goes by all the houses. I don't know if you saw that, Joe. It's got like fucking 20 million views. It was they even put a clip on it on Fox News, but they all forgot one thing, and I'm going to tell you all right here because this makes this story even greater, and I'm going to explain to you. They came here to Yorktown. They filmed the town. They filmed outside her house. They showed where she grew up. She went to elementary school here. She went to middle school here. Same schools I went to.
Yep.
And Yorktown High School. Now, here's the bombshell. That fucking Benny, I think it's Benny Johnson. Is that his name? You know he's very, very famous. That fucking guy, they dropped the ball. They dropped the ball. Let me tell you why they dropped the ball.
Would they leave out?
You know who they left out? Donald Trump.
You.
Now, let me explain. Not the picture, Joe. I just sent the picture to Joe of my sister with Trump and everybody, and that was taken way before he was president.
Yes.
It was like 2011, 2012, and my sister already had cancer there. But the thing is, now, because that my brother-in-law, her husband, works for Trump, right, and was security for. Eric Trump lives on the golf course and lives in a big mansion there, and he's one of the security guys. He was actually on the news because he caught in 2016, he caught reporters trying to sneak on a property and all. Anyway, here's the fucking bombshell. Nobody understands this. Google this. Donald Trump owns Trump Park, residencies, which is a big residency, like a fucking apartment complex in Yorktown Heights. So Trump owns it's on the opposite side of Yorktown. Trump also owns property in Yorktown. So you could have AOC, the Battle of Yorktown. AOC versus
Trump versus AOC.
And he owns a park here in Yorktown. Google it. Yorktown Heights, Trump Park. It's called Trump Park Residencies. Google it. I go there all the time. I'll take a fucking picture right there. I can ride my bicycle to her house or his residence. It's right down the street from me. I'm in the middle between her and between him.
And this is Eric Trump, the son, lives there?
No. This is Donald Trump. Eric Trump.
It's actually real
it's in like
Donald
Chappaqua.
Senior. Okay, gotcha.
Donald Trump owns Trump Golf Course. All celebrities always there, sports athletes.
Yeah.
My brother-in-law drives around with Mariano Rivera and all that shit. They're all from here. Okay, but that's in Chappaqua. That's something separate. That's why I didn't want to confuse you with the picture. But Trump owns Trump residencies. It's an elite like properties here in New York, in Yorktown, where it's like a housing complex, right? For like people who got old. And it's called Trump Plaza, beautiful Trump sign outside, all green grass. But they left how can you leave out of the story that AOC
These fucking Mama Loops didn't even mention that.
Dude, I told that guy Benny. I wrote to him, I told, bro, you fucked up, you dropped the ball. The Battle of Yorktown. On the left is Trump, and on the right, on the
it would have been like with
right.
Rocky IV, right? With the Russian glove with Drago. Remember at the beginning of Rocky IV?
The Battle of Yorktown. He's on one side of Yorktown. She's on Yorktown's huge. She's on one side. He's on the other. It's not far. I mean, you're talking 5 minutes. But I'm saying,
But it's funny that in that small town you have Trump involved with it in a pretty big way, owning a big piece of property. So
Joe, it's called Trump.
That's
Park.
cool. That's a good bombshell. You got to tag that guy and other fucking agencies and shit.
I did. He fucking Momo. I even wrote.
He didn't write back.
Yeah, he's got like fucking 20 million followers. So But the thing is,
he's Mr. Big. Yeah.
Yeah, he's good shit. But he probably doesn't want to admit. Like somebody probably saw that because I messaged him, directly off his email.
Look this up. Is this guy telling the truth here? This can't be. Oh,
you guys can Google it. Bodybuilding juice head. What is he talking? Dude, you're in the same town. Trump owns. There's a park named after him. There's Trump.
I never
Park
knew that.
And Trump Park residencies. You imagine that?
That's great.
In the same town,
building and a park.
Right. It's right. It's 5 minutes from her house in the same town.
Yeah. Take a picture of the sign and tag them. Say,
I'm gonna do that. I'll take a picture of me outside. Like, what's up? Because I fucking junk over there, bro. We go junk it. We not over those Trump residency people. They got old. They don't draw it. Nothing.
Yeah.
But her mother's house.
Yeah, you might be able to find some like fucking maybe her old negligee when she was like a teenager or something.
I'd smell it, masturbate to it.
Sell, yeah, sell it on OnlyFans.
She
Oh,
got
Dan
choked
from Humanifort. Oh, hey, Dan from the UK. What's going on? I never saw
shit.
that account. You usually use a different one. Hiya, Dan.
All right, Dan.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Jim, hey, good afternoon.
What's up, Jim?
Put my tongue through it. Oh, who's talking about the
Oh shit.
AOC giving those fucking blowjobs on that video?
She was cute, but she got chubby right now, so I'm not.
Yeah, she is. She
No,
is.
Charlie
Yeah,
Arms.
She is a little chubby. Charlie. Oh, Charlie. I hope you're doing all right today. Greg, tell Joe. Tell her about the time. It might really be like that old, like the when you used to do the story time. You had like the grandfather, like the sweater on and
Oh
shit.
yeah, they made me do
book.
this.
Yeah. It's a rocket. It was great. The time he caught Ralph Moeller putting saltpeter in my protein shake and knocked him out for trying to kill my sister. I didn't know Ralph Moeller. I remember that name.
Ralph Moeller. I met him dude, he's a fucking like 6'8".
Big German guy, right?
Yeah,
big dude. He was afraid he was fucking his chick. Charlie, your penis got around a lot in the old days. Charlie is a fucking swordsman. He was afraid. Oh, I got that one. Corey, what up, Cor? How's it going, gentlemen? Have you two seen the new guy, Neckzilla? I have no idea.
Yeah, I saw it. It's just,
you saw it?
Yeah, it's just another huge black dude that's
this
got
isn't
like
that guy with the picture years ago. We had a big neck. It was like, I remember this was some few years ago. It might be a different guy, but there was some dude, a picture, and he had a fucking neck. But he didn't look like a bodybuilder. He just looked like a large
no, this is a different
man.
Fucking super jack. But these guys.
Oh, okay, different guy then. All right. AJ in UK, what's going on, boys? Hey, fellas, how's it going? Even Gorilla Ed knows AOC is a faker. Oh, Gorilla Ed. That
Where's Gorilla Ed a lefty?
No, Gorilla Ed's one of those special ed guys that we had on the one with the the monkey brings to Starbucks. Annie Barker, what's up, Annie? You guys, intro song is too funny as hell. How was the 4th of July for the two of you? I had a quiet one, just the family, a little barbecue going on. Greg, what did you do for the
shit, you know, just really quiet. My daughter comes over, you know. I don't have like big boo-haws anymore, you know what I mean?
Yeah, just a nice that's good though. Family and barbecue.
Go together.
Dog was freaking out with the firecrackers. Was your dog bugging out with the fireworks?
Yeah, the dogs all go. They hear the whole dog. Every dog in the neighborhood. So, you know what I mean?
They hate, and then even with the air conditioner on, the windows closed and stuff, you can still hear it. I mean,
I like it though. You step outside of my porch and shit. All you smell is you can smell.
I love that smell, that smoky smell.
Yeah.
Nothing like it. Even though just a little TRT. What's up? Even though Taco is a fucking nut, I'd gladly destroy that. Oh, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Who wouldn't?
Oh, yeah.
Come on. She's a
sexy
cute,
fucking She's cute. She's a little chunky right now. She got a little beefy. I'd have to bang
a little bit, but which isn't, it's not bad.
No, but I'd still wrap the shit out of that.
Oh, yeah. Who the fuck is AOC? Alexandria Octavia, I keep fucking up the name. I'm thinking of Octavia, don't tell the fucking pitcher who died in that fucking, he was on the Mets and the Yankees in that earthquake in Puerto Rico or the Dominican Republic in a disco. Yeah, Octavio Dotel, I keep saying.
Oh, shit. I remember him.
Yeah, you remember that guy? Yeah. He was on the Mets originally.
I didn't know he died in
Houston. He was good on Houston, and he played very briefly with the Yanks. He was a bullpen guy, right-handed.
I didn't know he died. He died in an earthquake.
Yeah, it was like some. I don't know if it was an earthquake, but they were in like a disco somewhere in in Latin America, and the fucking place like collapsed, like the foundation. It just went, and all these people died, and he was in there having a good time, and boom, sad, really is. The great.
The rest of them came across the border. Go ahead.
Yeah.
The survivors came running across the border.
Hurry up. The building's falling. Up. I made it. Great American Porch. There's one of my guys from Instagram. Greg, I'm a psycho. I'm talking to your sister right now. No, come on.
You mean a psychic?
I don't believe this is this isn't my Great American Porch. If you're writing that, you know the rules. I'm not even gonna read it.
Anyway,
That's not my great American. If that's my great American porch, then you shouldn't watch.
Yeah,
on
we
fucking,
shouldn't talk.
Friday.
Don't talk about people's family, especially my sister's dad.
Greg's fucking sister. Please, that's the Vergonia. Don't calm down, Greg. Hello, calm down. I'm far behind, so you could have been saying something before. Hello from Humanifort, you two. Hello, Daniel. Corey, he has the thickest legs I've ever seen in the following. Oh, you're talking about the neck guy. He's got all right. So this is big. This is this different person I'm thinking of.
They all look the same, though, Joe, to me. Every one of these guys today, their legs are ridiculous. Years ago, bodybuilders couldn't get their legs. You know, a few guys had great legs, but most guys just were.
Yeah.
No, but you know what I mean? Like Arnold and all. But these guys today, it's everywhere.
Yeah, most of them didn't have
They're
legs.
so juiced up and drugged up. If you threw them on an island, came back 1 week later, they'd be Pee Wee Herman.
Fucking nothing. RB, what's up, RB? Thanks for watching
RB.
again. He's one of our regulars. Biggest bodybuilder you guys have ever seen in person. I know who you're going to say.
Victor Richards.
There you go. I never saw Victor Richards in person, so I can't say that. I guess I would say Ramy. Or no, Marcus Rule.
Ramy's up
Marcus
there.
Rule. I think
Marcus Rule's a bigger guy than Ramy. Yeah, he's big.
Yeah.
He's big. Marcus
And it
Rule's
was also,
big fucking guy.
it was off season, so he was even bigger. I've seen Ramy only in contest time and shit like that. He doesn't come to the country unless it's contest time, but he's very impressive.
I saw Ramy up close. I was with Branch Warren.
Yeah, we at the New York Pro. We fucking were right near him. Yeah,
right. And Greg Kovacs was really big, but the thing is, Victor Richards was like a different stratosphere than those guys. This is 1981, 82.
Oh, nobody was that big back then.
So he had the mass of these guys today. These guys that he was over 300 pounds, fucking legs the size, like if you cut it sideways, like this would be as round as a 45-pound plate. He was big like that, 81. If he took the drugs these guys took today, you'd see a 400-pound ripped bodybuilder. Forget about it.
Yeah, he was very different. He wasn't, he was kind of, he really didn't give two shits about it too much, and that was, that's cool. He didn't want to dedicate his life to it. He didn't need that many drugs. I'm sure he was on good amounts, but any small amount would have done nothing for him. But he probably didn't want to be fucking dead, so he just didn't go crazy.
He was like, you ever see these crackheads in New York City? They're laying on a fucking, on the sidewalk, these black dudes, and every one of them, they have no body fat, tiny waist,
1,000 sit-ups. They look like
crack and shit. And you're like, dude, if this guy even just touched the weight, forget about it.
He'd win the Physique Olympia.
Joe, he was like just lifting barbells on his front grass and shit like that. Like, Victor Richards I'm talking about. And
he
at
didn't
16
give a
years
fuck,
old,
right?
He had like 20-inch arms at 60. He didn't even know he wasn't even on steroids back then. You know what I mean? He's a genetic freak.
Fucking dude, yeah.
Yeah.
Hugo Claus, you should see this convert piece of shit that's making the news around Denmark recently. Danish, but has grown the jihad beard out and changed his name to Osama. Not kidding. I know you don't kid. And he is all rah-rah about making Denmark Islamic. Wow. So this guy is playing the part. He's fucking putting the costume on. And he is trying. So who is he? Is he like anybody that's famous, or is he just a regular dude who's just trying to get his 15 minutes of savagery out there? Hopefully he's not anybody that has political power in the saying. Oh, there's Megan. There she was.
Denmark was also a great place for like porn when we were young, like porn.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's where like in the 1970s and shit, when some dude wanted to change his sex, become a trans, they would go to Denmark. Like Denmark was ahead of the curve with all the sex shit and all that stuff. What the fuck happened to them? I don't understand.
Hugo the Claus it breaks his heart. I feel so bad for him because he was
nothing you can do, bro. You need a Trump over there, and you guys got to stop. Your people got to stop kissing those asses. It's time you got to stop that shit.
That's what I told. I just try to wait it out, or I said if you need to move, he doesn't have kids or a wife, he can move. But Megan, wow, saltpeter, haven't heard about since I was in Olympic Village. She's an Olympic swimmer. They used to give it to the Muslim athletes, and coaches said it would be less likely to sexually assault us. Now, Megan, I heard that Olympic Village is basically like a Clockwork Orange type orgies. Is that true? Now, it doesn't mean you
Listen.
participated because I know you're married to the great Nathan. But doesn't mean that you haven't weren't privy to other people getting. Imagine that.
Megan.
Imagine you're in Olympic Village. I'd be fucking everything that moved.
Oh yeah, all them
all the
little
great
gymnast girls. I like
Yeah,
the
they
small
were all
asses,
ripped.
the track and field chicks, the gymnast girls. But wait, let me just say
Yeah.
something. Megan, you haven't heard of saltpeter since you were fucking Jesus Christ, I fucked the whole thing up. You haven't heard of saltpeter since you were Charlie Arms about 2 minutes ago and wrote the other fucking.
Okay, there you go. That's guys.
That's the last time you heard of saltpeter.
Do we have any mafia stories? None that I will tell. How's that?
Yeah, dude.
I'll just leave it at that.
I know a few, but nothing I would ever even fucking say either because people are psycho.
There's no such thing as mafia. If there was, I might have stories. Oh, there he is again. Tito wants to come. Make sure you buy the magazine to read Greg Ghost story with, there he is. I keep fucking up. I'm going back.
And that Tito Ortiz guy, I'll never forget. He wasn't as big as Tito Ortiz, but he was packing more heat.
He had some fucking iron on him.
Fucking cannon.
Dave did it to the whole After Hours panel in front of 10,000 viewers.
What did he do?
What did he do? 10,000 viewers he had? That's I don't know. Good for him if he did. I wish I had that. I wish I had a tenth of that. Hey, Greg, you off your TRT? You just posted you haven't taken a shot in 3 weeks.
Yeah, I just do that because I'm with a doctor. Okay, I don't do it on my own and go get this shit from some guy in the gym. I'm with a doctor, and it's a woman, by the way. And she just tells me to clean out, and I do anyway because I get nervous. I'm not trying to get super jacked. I'm going right back on it in about 6 weeks. But the thing is, I have to. I'm 65. I have a 65-year-old heart. You got to be careful with that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I know everybody thinks it doesn't change my physique. To be honest with you, it really helps me more with, like, you know, you get more giddy up when you want to have sex.
Sure.
You know, your dick gets harder.
Yeah.
You kind of fucking, you know,
stamina a little bit. Yeah,
right.
You got, in any situation
shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, so that. But I don't take it's such a small amount. You know, I take 200 milligrams like once every 10 days. But the problem is that such a small amount. It doesn't. My body was used to taking over 6,000, okay, a week. So I killed my own testosterone. So by taking that, it's like almost it's replacing what I had. So it's I don't really notice a difference body wise. The reason why I showed my legs was, look, there's really no difference. I can't really see a difference, you know.
Between the 3 weeks without it.
Yeah,
and that's nothing wrong with being off for a few weeks, and then it still kind of takes a while to get out of your system. By the time it's out, like you said, you clean it out, you go back in a little bit, and then when you come home, you go back to Karen.
Listen, last year when I was in Alabama, I wasn't on it because remember something. I had just had surgery, and before that, I was 2 weeks in the hospital with that ERCP thing. You can't go on shit when you're on there. Plus, with surgery, if you're on anything, you have to come off for surgery because testosterone. Make your blood fucking clot too much. Yeah,
sure, you can die under anesthesia with the blood. Yeah, I had to go cold turkey for 3 months to get the surgery. I saw Rich Piana in person. It was pretty stunning. Yes, Rich. Me and Greg, we saw him at that Arnold in 2015. That was when we were there and saw him. And yeah, he was pretty impressive as far as
he was big, but it was more of his character with all the tattoos and let's get started. Yeah. But he's not like I've seen a million guys bigger than him. I mean, I I wasn't like holy shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But he was pretty big, though. I
remember when I was talking to him, I was patting him like this. We were talking about, I said, you're Italian boy, right? And I was and his chest felt a little odd, you know what I'm saying? But whatever.
Oh, yeah. Well, he was full of all of that, what's that? Not
PM, that
PMA.
Silicone
PMA.
Yeah.
That fucking PMMA stuff that looks like rice pudding. It looks like rice pudding, that the little things. Greg Kovacs, you had said that. So, Jim, I'm behind on comments. I'm sorry, but Greg, I did hear you mention Greg Kovacs.
He was big, but he wasn't like Victor Richards. I mean, he was just a big guy, like a lumberjack that was juiced out of his mind. But this Victor Richards is a totally different animal. He looked like a fucking gorilla with broad shoulders. I mean, he was 6 feet wide. I mean, he was unbelievable.
I've seen videos and stuff, and Son of Sammy, there he is. He got the Goodfellas reference, I'm sure. What up, Nick? What are your thoughts on Juan Soto being mad that he was left off the All-Star team, not getting the All-Star game bonus? I don't. I. You know what? I saw the clip, but I didn't click on it. And I read something. Oh, I thought it was about the family and the, not the money. Was he totally serious, or was he kind of half? I mean, did he deserve to make it? I think, I mean,
Listen, you got to understand something.
Yes.
The fans vote on that shit because he's a Met. He doesn't get the votes that like the Yankees would get because the Yankees there's way
more fans.
And plus, I think a lot of people like, oh fuck him, he's with the Met. You understand? I'm not talking about Yankee fans, even just in general. People hate New York. You know what I mean? And
yes,
they're
jealous. Yeah.
You know why he's?
I think he should be. Yeah, and you know what? It's somebody will get hurt and drop out, and he'll be an injury replacement. I think he'll end up being there. To me, I don't look at it as a big deal as far as like it doesn't make him any better or less of a player, in my opinion.
No, you got to be kidding me. First of all, he's a draw. Okay, some of those guys on that team,
like you said,
it should be just an all. He's a star of the sport. Okay, obviously,
great ball player. He's fun to watch.
He wouldn't be getting paid the amount of money he's getting if he wasn't a superstar. Okay, so
he got the fucking game-winning RBI last night in the 10th.
But you got to give those kind of guys. The fans want to see that. They don't want to see Joe Montana from the Twins. You understand?
They want to see Iffy. They want to see Judge. They want to see Mattingly. They want to see fucking Gary Carter. I mean, like those guys that everybody fucking loves. Great players. And I do like every team having one guy. I know a lot of people say, oh, but then that leaves off somebody like a Juan Soto because the Pirates, well, they got Skeens. But I mean, like the White Sox I still think as a Met fan, when they had Lee Mazzilli in the fucking All-Star game or Joel Youngblood when they made it, that was all the reason why I wanted to watch the game, to see that one at bat for that.
See what your guy did, right?
That sucks. So I want to see each.
You want to see what your guy did. I get that.
Yeah.
I get that, but you gotta have the superstars on there, though. That's what draws
you do. You do. And I don't even care if they have a bigger roster. They only fucking play a little bit anyway.
No, but Joe, look at this kid, Cal Raleigh, right? Now he's the one that's leading now the majors in home runs, okay? But he's
the catcher from Seattle, right?
Yeah, but he's not he's a great player, but he's not like he's been in the league for a while. It's not like he just came up.
Yeah,
I don't know how a guy he's having a great run. You understand what I'm saying?
Having a great season. Yeah.
Right. I mean, I'm not saying because I'm a Yankee fan, but Aaron Judge does it every year. Do you follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's going to hit 50, 60 home runs. This guy's doing it 1 year. Let's see if it stays, too. It's only fucking, July. There's been a lot of guys, that go,
The most famous one, Brady Anderson. He had that 1 year of 50 homers for Baltimore.
Brady Anderson, you're right.
And he we all know why. He was producing, but I don't know if this kid Raleigh is doing anything. Maybe he's just had a good off season and he's seeing the ball better. I don't know, but he was a good player before that. He wasn't a good player. I mean, he calls a good game. They got a really good pitching
catcher, and I think he even steals bases too. So, for a catcher,
that's very unique. So but a guy like that's fun to see. But that's fun. Is it true what they say about screw your freedoms that he smells like mashed potatoes? Joe, I've never noticed Arnold to have any odor of any sort, good, bad, or indifferent.
He doesn't stink.
No, and I put my tongue up his ass that one night. Remember? I never heard that, the mashed potatoes.
Never heard of it.
I never thought of it. Mariusz Budanowski, the strongman winner, he was a guy too, crazy physique, strength and stuff. Was that the fucking the Wide World of Sports guy? Hey, Loho, what's up?
No. That's
remember that guy?
Vasily Alexiev. Yeah,
okay, that was the agony of the. Oh, it's great. Yeah.
No, Mariusz Budanowski's the guy that went into MMA after. He's one of them like lifts the heavy balls and shit like that. That kind of strong man, not powerlifter.
Strong men. No,
and they got killed in the MMA after a while because you can't be. Dude, I just watched that fucking Kings of the Street. You see some of those. Dude, every one of those guys are thin and wiry, but they'll kick the shit out of any fucking It's funny how these guys love bodybuilders. Like, oh no, Big
Yeah.
Ramy, he would kill. Look at the size of him. You know how hard he hits. That's
Means
bullshit.
nothing, bro.
That's bullshit.
Means nothing.
Go watch the Kings of the Street and those guys, wiry fucking muscular
Oh,
guys.
MMA guys.
Would have him
One
going,
shot, they sneak in.
dude, you know what it'd be like? It'd be like the movie Delivery. Squeal like a hog. You grab him, but fuck, they grab him like this from the back. Squeal like
Hey,
a hog,
boy.
like a sow. Wee, wee.
Yeah.
Delivery.
That beady, yeah. Come on,
That
fat
beady.
boy.
Come on,
Fat
little
boy.
puppy. Come on, fat boy. Squeal like a hog. He grabs his nose from underneath. Wee, wee.
Oh, it was disgusting what those fucking hillbillies did.
Dude, that's 1971 or 72 when that shit was
Yeah.
fucking big. Imagine, but today, I mean, you see crazy shit like that, but not like back then for you
Yeah.
to see a guy get fucked in the ass like that, in a
Oh,
movie.
yeah. Yeah.
You know,
It
basically
was
that guy raped
wild.
him, you know what I mean? It's crazy.
Yeah.
That was
It was.
crazy for them.
That was a fucking wild.
Squeal like a hog. Squeal like
Burt
a hog.
Reynolds was fucking jacked looking in that movie. He was in good shape, Burt Reynolds, back then when he was younger.
Yeah,
He was in nice shape.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was in great shape.
Yeah. Neckzilla has the biggest neck since Steve Blackman, Conan Filet. Oh, Jesus. He's thinking of that picture. Remember that picture of Blackman they photoshopped and they made his neck big?
Well, you know why? Because Steve used to wrestle in high school. But he was
What was the thing he used to say about his neck? He
used to say to people like, they used to call him like the neck or something like that because he always had a muscular neck. But I like Steve. You know what I mean? We like Steve.
No, maybe
These
it was
guys are
true.
saying-
Maybe he was a good high school wrestler. I'm not going to say it was. It wasn't
You know
there.
what? These guys are saying that because Dave and John still, 20 years later, they still can't get
Going
over that
after
shit.
him.
Yeah.
I mean, I was up until a few years ago. Whatever. I'm glad that I don't anymore. But
No,
whatever.
it's Sunday's news on Monday. Me too. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Sunday's
yeah.
news on Monday.
It's way in the past. Joe, I got a feeling you have the Epstein files. Ooh, yeah. It's blank.
You know, Joe.
What a nothing burger, right?
Yeah,
I'm
but
a
you
little
know,
disappointed in this fucking Trump's people with
Well,
this whole thing. I got to be
listen,
honest. I don't like what I'm seeing.
I'm not happy with it either. But here's
I
the
don't
deal.
trust them.
Okay. Now here's the fucking deal, guys. Everybody, I was having fights with liberals on Twitter, and the guys are like, "You see that shit? That's because Trump's hiding all that stuff because he's been." And then they show 20 pictures of Trump with Epstein with the
with
First of
broads.
all,
Yeah.
right. Those are New York parties. None of that's on the island. Number one, and all the New York billionaires swim in the same pond, bro. They all know each other.
Yeah.
Okay, birds of a feather flock together. Number one.
Trump's admitted that he's hung out with the guy. He's not tried to hide.
Here's the key.
Yeah.
Here's the key to everything. You fucking idiots don't understand one thing. Fact. If there was one iota of a hair that Trump did, even the tiniest thing with one of those broads on the island, one of those underage girls, or was involved in any of that, Joe Biden had the files. They're the people that threw most of the files away and redacted because it's the Democrats, it's the Bill Clintons and the people like that that were all on that fucking plane. Squeal like a hog, bitch. You know what I mean? That's what
they would have tried to bury Trump years ago if they had dirt on him.
Joe, it's just
Forget
like
it,
racist shit. If Trump ever threw the N-word around or everything, they would have that shit framed, and you'd be seeing that all day like this. If they fucking had any evidence that Trump was on that island in any point, did anything wrong, so we knew him. So what? Did I
They're
did
all rich guys.
Joe and I have both met celebrities. We weren't fucking them. Joe was in the fucking locker room with fucking half the fucking New York Giants, Jets, and fucking Yankees walking around naked. Joe never fucking tugged on their fucking peace-surely gods, right? So what does that mean? So you got a picture. So there's a picture of fucking is them. That's from the 90s, and they were billionaires. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Like you said, this big club. Yeah.
Joe, you don't think that if
club.
he was involved, the Democrats are the ones that had all that shit. Okay, they're the ones who had the papers. Biden's crew.
They would have got rid of him years ago.
You don't think they would have been like, we have the Holy Grail. Look, here's Trump with fucking little Mary Jane at fucking 15 years old. Here, we got buried that motherfucker. There's
now we can finally put Trump to fucking rest and get him out of our hair, and we can move on and get our globalist communism agenda.
If they had to
Speaking of Trump, Greg, I would like to mention we have Swol Lyfe is the title sponsor, but we do have other sponsors of the show. Just because, like Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom on Sunday nights, during the show there was commercials for 7-Up and Calgon, right? Brioski.
Brioski. But wait a minute.
Wednesday is Prince Spaghetti Day. They have other sponsors besides Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom. Right. So we want to talk a little bit about Old Man's Tune-Up. That's Vince, and there's Greg.
Pump caps. I love the pump caps, bro.
And I want to find out who this young lady is. Where is the camera? And I want
there you go.
I want to fucking her stiletto heel.
Pump her caps. And listen, if you happen to take this shit and you die, we got the answer for that.
Holy shit. Guys, what you really need to fucking do is, if California or somewhere else, there is a very important service that we're going to play for you right now. Please pay attention and take this phone number down.
Hi, my name is Vince, and I'm the owner here at Chapel of Peace Cremation and Memorial Services, located in sunny San Diego. But don't let our location stop you from giving us a call. We ship nationally and internationally. We're here to help you with all of your family's needs. Whether we're talking about a traditional burial, a cremation, or an aquamation, we have you covered. God forbid something happens on the West Coast and you live in the East Coast, we can help you. If you need to go to another country of origin, I can do that. Call us anytime, 24 hours at 619-749-8560. I'm the owner and I'll answer. Paisan, I got you covered. I'm just kidding. That's for Joe and Greg. But for real, call us anytime. I'll answer the phone and I'll help you.
Thank you, Vince Kunkel. And Chapel of Peace is also an advertiser in the magazine.
And can I say something?
There's Johnny and there's Vince.
If your girl has an abortion, that's what that little fucking urn is for. That's so bad. God forgive me.
Oh, it is. Oh, but it's lovely.
I'm against that. I'm against divorce. Sorry, you guys, but I didn't make that joke. If your pet hamster dies, you could get that little urn.
Yes, you goldfish you win at the fucking bazaar, the little Italian festival there where you fucking you
toss the ping pong ball or whatever right into the fucking.
Yeah, those poor things. They're in those stupid little hair for fucking the bowl's this big, but they put this much water in. The poor things like, what the fuck? And they just see this big white thing hanging in the thing. Now they're thrown in a bag and some little kid is swinging it all the way home.
And then you know what the fucking crazy part is? You got to pay like $15, $20, whatever. You got to just to throw the balls, right? That fucking goldfish I feed that shit to my turtles. They're like
10 for $1. Yeah.
Right. To make it worse, Joe, when you finally go home with that goldfish, your mother says, what the fuck are we going to do? There's no fish tank here, right? Yeah. So where are you going to put the fucking things? You spent all
in a cup.
Right. It's almost like people fist fight over fucking getting a baseball, right? At the fucking baseball games. Meanwhile, okay, I get it. It's from the Mets to the Yankees. But still, you know what I mean? You see grown adults fist fighting over a fucking baseball. Like, what are you going to do with the... Like, look, I caught a foul ball,
Yep. If I got a foul ball, like when my kids were younger, obviously I would have let them have it. Yeah, they're adults. The first thing I'm doing is I'm looking for a little kid somewhere near me. I don't give a fuck if I got a foul ball.
Yeah, it's not worth anything.
I could care less.
If you catch Aaron Judge's 4,000th home run, 400th home
that's
run,
different.
Those things are worth something. But you catch some foul ball. Look, this was a foul ball hidden by Joe Matarazzi. And they'll be like, really? Wow. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Brandon Nimmo hit this foul ball to me last night. I got on TV. That's what all I care about. Anthony Zamboni. Come vai, paisan. Thoughts on the bullshit, not showing Epstein files and denying clients from the Trump family. This is what we were just talking about. I agree 100%. I think it looks suspicious. I think they look stupid when they're trying to backpedal. When I said it was on my desk, I meant file, not the list. Pam Bondi there, the AG.
I like her. By the way, I got to give Pam Bondi a little credit. I think she's about to turn 60. She's like 59 or close to 60.
Gosh.
And tell me you wouldn't fucking fuck that from behind. She's cute.
My God, she'd have a whole file on the fucking positions that I'd want to.
Joe, I think she's older than you. I'm pretty sure Pam Bondi is 59.
She's like 60, 59 or 60. Yeah, she's not young. Yeah.
I'm looking at it.
But
right
I agree,
now.
Anthony. We
November.
were talking.
November, she turns 60. This November, she's going to turn 60.
Well,
Joe,
right,
she's old. You would be with an older woman, a MILF. That's
exactly. Right? Yeah. A year or two older than me.
But I can tell you this, guys. I'll say this last time. It's not because of Trump doesn't want. Remember, Biden had all these files. We don't know. They could have they could have just redacted everything and handed off this shit. So Bondi's looking at empty pages of redacted shit. But if there was anything in there about Trump, Biden had those files. Biden would have used that to bury him. Trust me, there's nothing there. And that's what
Tucker Carlson said yesterday. He says there's one or two reasons. Trump's in him, which in a discount because they were, this dispute because they would have, it never would have been hidden this long. Or there's some very powerful people in those files, and they don't want to embarrass us here and international people, and a lot of dirt on the CIA and all of this shit. So they're like making a tough decision to fucking eat it.
And listen, let me tell you something. Bill Clinton is a fucking momo, okay? But he's one of the guys. My friend is a Secret Service agent, was with him, and he was telling me one time that they were up on a roof. This is when Clinton was president, and Clinton was smoking a cigar. And he turns to my friend, he goes, I think I hear gunfire. So I just heard shots. Somebody shot a gun. And my friend goes, what? And all of a sudden, Bill Clinton lifts up his leg and goes, like this. And he said, my friend was like right then and there. I said, I love working for this guy. He's a good dude. The guys that he's actually one of us. Now, he may go on there and be like, I mean, he's married to that fucking demon. You imagine looking at that when first of all, you see her on TV, right? And she's ugly. That's it.
With makeup on.
Joe, can you imagine? This is a guy who loves pussy, right? And he's sitting there and he wakes up and he looks at her and he's like, holy Christ, I married her. She grew into a man. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is, now maybe he's like, because they said he was all over that shit. And he like,
I'm sure he has a lot of.
So does Trump really want to throw him under the bus? Even though he may say Donald Trump said, he'll be like, Don, look, I had to say that shit. Look at Joe. Look at the fucking
parties.
What's the Catholic thing there? The Joe Mataraz's fucking thing where they have what's
Confession?
Her name? No, Trump did that. They have it every year. When the presidents become that holy fuck, Joe. What the hell's the name of that thing? Kamala Harris didn't show up, and Trump was sitting with Chuck Schumer, and he was fucking like this, and Chuck Schumer was laughing the whole fucking time. They were sitting next to each other. Okay, now they may sit and talk shit, and he calls Donald Trump as a threat to democracy. Yeah. But trust me, when they're sitting at the urinal together, you're like, look, check out, dude, look at my dick. Your dick.
Hey, what's up, pal? Yeah, they're like, I think
believe all that shit.
If he doesn't want to bury certain people, and it could be, like I said, even international people, Netanyahu, I'm just throwing names out there. I have a feeling that he just decided it's best to let this thing fucking.
Right. So what's going to come of that shit? First of all these girls, nobody fucking went on that island. They weren't caught with a butterfly net. Okay, even if the young chick went, her mother was like, same thing with all the kids that slept with Michael Jackson, right? We got 7-year-olds sleeping in the same bed. They were dropped off by their parents. Okay.
Yep. So see Monday.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And they all got something out of it. Everybody gets it. Those girls weren't there getting just dick and shit. They got scuttled. They got to meet powerful people. The whole bit. Trust me.
They might have got modeling jobs. Something.
Yeah,
not. Listen, I'm not excusing criminal behavior by an older man with an underage kid, but it wasn't like it was he snuck in and touched the kid while she was sleeping.
No,
I don't know. I think it was
these chicks were like this. these chicks were like had one dick in one hand, one dick in another, like this, like you see in a movie, and they were like fucking. And one was in the back, one was in the front, and now they're like, I was violated. You know what I mean?
Am I doing it right?
Yeah. Bill Clinton's like, tickle the balls while you suck the dick. Tickle the balls. Finger my ass. You know what I mean?
Is there a desk around here? It later came out that
trust
he's in
me,
a powerful position.
Trust me, though. If Trump was in those files,
God,
they would have
cover
used
the paper, every paper.
They were looking for the hair on the egg. Look at those 39 charges. Nobody can tell you what was the arrest. Okay, what were those charges? What was it? Nobody knows. They made up.
Yeah, no, they were all fucking nonsense.
You can't find him guilty on it. Think of something that he was guilty of. You know what I mean? His breath stunk.
And they can't.
Let's go.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
They tried every which way, right? Hoog's talking about this guy in Denmark that grew the beard. He came out. He's in a power position. Can misuse those ideologies of his. I wish I could remember the type of job right now. Believe me, it's bad. He's Danish, but I think we should send him to a place where his faith comes. Let him go to fucking Iran or whatever.
But Hoog, here's the problem. You feel that way, but what does the rest of your country feel? Because you guys are the ones that are either going to vote him in, okay, or send him,
or just back him up, like, agree with him. Yeah,
I'm telling you.
No, but he's even saying he's pissed at his fellow, countrymen, countrywomen, and men for allowing and being liberal enough and saying, no, we got to be nicer to these people and all of that. It sickens this fucking guy.
Watch what happens. Listen, remember Fidel Castro said, I'm not a socialist. I'm not a commie. And meanwhile, when he first got in, the poor people were like, thank God.
Oh, yeah.
Partying and shit, because they thought free shit's coming now. And guess what he did? Cuba was once the Bahamas. Back when my parents, Joe's parents and my parents were young. Dude, look at the Godfather. There was casinos there. It was like girls
the
in
mob
bikinis
made
everywhere.
Millions there. That was
they owned
all of
casinos.
The Godfather too. Fucking Hyman Roth was Meyer Lansky. He took a beating when Castro, and that's one of the main reasons why I think the mob was involved in the Kennedy assassination.
Castro ripped that Hyman apart.
He ripped the Hyman Roth. Yeah,
he really fucked up that Hyman.
He destroyed him. Yeah, but that's the truth, though. Yeah, Batista was kind of fucked up, but the place was thriving as far as people going there and tourism and money being spent and.
Joe, the same thing. Yeah, but the same thing. Batista was he was there because of the mafia and America put him in. But it's the same thing. Yeah. It's the same thing though with the Shah of Iran. Iran had chicks in bikinis, girls that fucking, were doing their OnlyFans over there back then. You know what I mean? But I'm saying they were like hot. They were hot. Iran. Those same girls now got to fucking wear burqas and shit. They're like old ladies going. This
can't
is
even
bullshit.
see them.
Right.
Yep. You can't even see their pussy.
They thought, this is going to change. We're going to live more godlike. You know what I mean? As soon as they come in, now those people like, get them out of here, please. When
they love them.
Dude, when Israel was bombing over there was guys from Iranians that were actually taking videos, like rooting for the fucking bombs. Because, they weren't bombing the people.
They're bombing the installations.
Jews are so fucking, you don't know they're evil. Shut up with that shit. I don't even want to hear that.
Yeah, their own people fucking.
Their own people.
Like you said.
Who kissed
I saw
Jesus
that.
Christ?
I saw
Who
that
kissed
clip.
Jesus Christ on the cheek and then kicked him in the air. But what I'm saying is, the Iranian people were like rooting for those. Remember, what's his name? Lucy, what's the fucking comedian? That's my fire. George Carlin. Remember, that's like, those are my bombs. He was like, fucking, George Carlin used to say, all these fucking rich assholes, they buy these houses on the beach, a fucking tsunami comes in and then takes it out, right? And he said, you know what they do? They rebuild. And you know where they rebuild? In the same spot. You know what happens?
Yep.
A couple of years later, the tsunami comes in, takes it out, right? I feel bad for the poor people in Texas that live on that river. But that river is fucking, dude. The river has a problem. It's been doing this for a long time. Maybe not to that extent, but get away from the fucking river. You understand what I'm saying? Don't live near the river. There you go. Okay. George Carlin used to say, with all the rich assholes in California, when the fire would come in and it burned down all their mansions and shit, he used to say,
the drought
with
with the
fire. I root for that fire. You know what I mean?
He was one of the greatest, if not the greatest comic
I
of all
loved him.
time. I put Red Fox and Don Rickles and George Carlin, like they're like my top 3 of all time. You know,
Dude, you know what Red Fox? I used to love what Red Fox used to say. I was so poor when I was a kid. Come Christmas time, if I wasn't a boy, I'd have nothing to play with. He didn't get anything for Christmas, so the only toy he played with was
the accordion. Yeah. If Joe would have been there, it wouldn't have been an Olympic Village anymore. If you catch my drift.
That's right. It would have been an Olympic Village. It would have been more like Twister. They would have been like fucking all kinds of.
That was a great issue. Are you talking about this, Matt? I hope so. I think you are. Matt's one of our subscribers. Thank you, Matt.
Thank you,
always. Matt. Greg, your doctor is the shroom head, right? Or was it what you said about her? I guess.
No. Yeah. That was my other
TRT?
doctor. Yes, the shroom. Oh. Yeah. Yes. Oh my God. Yes.
Party people.
Doctor, I got another one. It's a woman, but yes.
Okay.
She's fucking.
Yep. It was fun, Joe. I wasn't with Nathan back then. I got to give head to Carl Lewis, but he was past his prime. But other than that, I was a good girl. Ooh. Megan Cole.
Megan, go back to being
Charlie Holmes.
Charlie Holmes. Why can't I spit that out?
Or the Great American Porch, because I know that's not my porch. That's not my porch. Craig, what up, brother? Greg really, Trump really embarrassed himself and dropped the ball at the Epstein list. Greg, I don't disagree whatsoever. I put more blame on the people, but at the end of the day, the guy on top takes, does roll uphill in certain situations.
Right, but can I just say this one thing?
I'm not going to deny that. I'm very disappointed. I'm very disappointed.
Me too.
Trump on down with this.
But can I just say this one thing? One thing everybody is forgetting is that what I said before was if there was something in there bad about Trump, Biden, who had the files first, would have used it against him. But he didn't because there was nothing there. Now, here's the other thing I wanted to say. We don't know, okay? Pam Bondi and fucking Cash Patel might have been sitting there like this. Okay, let's look at these papers. Wait a minute.
Cash with those eyes.
Because fucking what's his name? Biden, they might have taken all the shit out of it. We don't know. I'm not blaming Biden, but it was with another people first. You're getting these papers. Remember at first they wouldn't give them the papers? Remember they had the New York fucking people had the papers. They had it. She said, I have to subpoena just to get those papers. Well, they said, what, give her a bunch of blank shit, redact everything, take it all out of there. Who knows what we got? They might have been sitting there. There's nothing here. Holy fuck, what are we doing?
They're not saying that, and I don't know if it would be obvious if it was. I don't know. I don't fucking know. All of this is speculation. But to me, it became this big thing, and it's going to be a bunch of nothing.
Right.
A bunch of nothing.
Are you shocked? Didn't the same thing just happen with the Kennedy thing? Guess who killed Kennedy?
Yes.
Oswald. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All of these files, MLK, JFK, RFK.
Right. Which fucking mafia?
JFC.
Yeah, it's all bullshit. He was with the CIA, whatever. Okay, it's all bullshit. You know what I mean? You're not gonna first of all, 20 administrations since Kennedy's been dead have had those papers, so you don't know what's been. Take that shit out in case someday somebody gets those. You know what I mean? We don't know.
Never was on paper. I don't think any of the really juicy shit was ever on paper. The CIA and the mob stuff. Nobody was stupid enough to fucking put
all that
down.
Shit is so fucking old. Even the Epstein files. You're not gonna fucking. The girls already said this guy fucking did this to me. This guy did that. This guy did this.
Yeah.
Bill Clinton's still there after he's had his. Nobody's gonna do anything.
The Prince Harry, not Harry, the William or whatever. The other son, Charles's brother.
It's not happening. I mean, it's just not going to happen. So, what realistically, what did you really think? Oh, just give you all kinds of arrests.
Great comparison with the JFK and the Epstein. Great comparison, Greg. Because and we didn't have to wait, fucking 50-some years. We got it within what?
Plus, Joe, another administration had. If I had fucking nasty shit on you and somebody said, Greg, you got to turn this over. And I have the keys to it. I would dump,
Turn what over?
And
Yeah.
I give it to like Joe Pietaro, an upstanding citizen. You understand what I'm saying? Like, what I'm saying is that Biden people, they're the ones. It's the Democrats, it's the liberals, the big money guys who are in with
Filtered.
Biden, right? And
Yeah.
if they might have taken the fucking shit out of there, you don't know. Biden had
Yep.
these papers first. He could have fucking
And-
done something with them.
I don't doubt that there wasn't fucking Republicans all over those fucking lists too. I'm not
100%.
They're fucking scumbags just like the Democrats.
Sure they
They're
are.
all of them fucking dirty as the day is long. Yep.
Right.
They're
You really
all
think
fucking pricks.
Dude,
Politicians.
the only color Barack Obama sees is green. He don't give a shit
Yeah.
about black people. What did he do for black people? They're sitting there. I still got him. You know, black people, but we've been persecuted for you. Bullshit. I don't want to hear that anymore. Okay, you had a
Yeah.
black president. He didn't do a fucking thing for you. Okay, he doesn't give two shits.
Yeah.
He never gave two
Nope.
shits. He's got man. I still got that old man oligarchy. That's about the oligarchy. You know that fucking guy.
Oh, Bernie,
Four fucking
he's
mansions. 4 mansions. It's about the poor people. Share the
free
wealth.
college.
Why don't you fucking take your fucking $1 billion bank account and start Scott Olin all over the place like this?
Yeah.
Why do you
Give
want us to
everybody a
fucking
couple
do
of
this?
bucks. All your fucking.
Dude,
all
let me
your
tell you
people
something.
and friends.
I'm tired of fucking hearing about like, like even like children, underprivileged kids from like the Bronx or whatever. I don't want to hear. You know what?
Yeah.
They're overprivileged. There's no such thing. Let me tell you a little quick
I don't
story,
care.
real fast. My friend, Joe, you'll understand this one. My friend, was a coach of a what do you call travel baseball team, right?
Yep.
And it's an elite travel baseball team. They travel all over the eastern part of the United States, and it's like $10,000, $12,000 or something per
Expensive.
kid.
Yeah.
Very expensive.
Yep.
Right? To each kid, their family's got to cough up like $12,000. He
Yep.
had to have like 3 or 4 kids, he told me, that came from the Bronx that were underprivileged, right? And their parents didn't have to pay anything. They had to take them up because they're underprivileged. You got to give them a break. Look, they don't have that $12,000. And he said those kids were given everything, new mitts, new cleats, well, the other
Yeah.
kids' parents had to all buy that shit, right? Then he said to me, those kids sucked. They weren't even as good, but they had to play. We had to play them. We had to do it. And after a while, the whole underprivileged thing means privilege. I mean, take the under out, and now it's privileged because
It's
the
reverses. Yeah.
It's
They
the
leapfrog.
reverse. I see
Yeah.
Lee Priest is here, and by the way, Lee Priest used to have a thing. He used to say a card that said, "I'll give you my white privilege card for your black victim card." You know what I'm saying? Because
Worth a lot more. Yeah.
right.
Nick, son of
That
Sammy
victim
Davis.
card's worth a lot today.
Yep. Fuck Rich ever promoted a magazine. I'll never forget that. Yes. Thank you. I don't like to talk about the dead, but I said it when he was alive. Piano, we're talking about. He did Ugats. He did Ugats, and we had a deal in place. We had a Ginzo handshake deal in place.
Yeah.
But whatever. It's all good. My favorite. Oh, there he is. Tough enough. Good show. Good chat show. Good day, guy. Thank you, my friend. And there's the Stoof from the UK. Use influence to make Rain body fuel available in UK supermarkets again. Let's make Tesco customers jacked again. I will take Rain body fuel for $500 a month if they want to come on board. So I'm like, fucking.
Which Rain? Okay.
They don't have that in the UK. Why? Is there something that they don't allow there? Or they have anything in there that's different from the other guys? I don't know. I'm still waiting for the seminar footage from Alabama. What a douche Dave is for hyping it up and advertising crazy, but never uploading it. Is he allowed to upload it though?
Well, what it
Does
is
Michelle have? Or does she wanna? Again,
well,
no,
of course she wants it uploaded, and he has the right.
Oh, okay,
Last
then that's
year
different.
when Lee
I'm
was
just-
there, and we were having a lot more fun. What
Yeah.
it was that this year, the people that he brought, the film guy that he brought on, was to film the Jumbo Palumbo show. So all the
Yes.
stuff went to Jumbo Palumbo. Do you understand the
okay.
new video? It didn't go to that. Like last year, he had
Okay.
Sid there. Sid wasn't there this year. Obviously, Lee.
Gotcha.
And he also had that Tyler that was doing all the filming, and Tyler's his guy.
Tyler's the guy in his
Right.
the one that does it at his studio. Yeah.
Right, but the guy who filmed, a great guy, by the way, his name is Alexi. He filmed everything, but it was more for Jumbo Palumbo. So any good footage is going to go into that movie.
All right.
That's what,
So then
it's not being released.
then it has to. We got to take. That makes sense.
Right.
I could hear all day, but I know you have an appointment. What time do you got to punch out?
I could do like 5 more minutes.
Okay.
Because I have to go get a car. Right.
Greg's got he's got a fucking Slim Jim and a fucking screwdriver, and he's gonna pop it open. How do I like my taco? Fucking shaved, freshly shaved.
Not
Joe,
me.
did you ever explain to Gregg the side joke about Dave has never seen a guy hold the camera? I think I did when I was interviewing Dave Palumbo at an Arnold a couple of years ago, and I was by myself because the company wasn't doing so hot, and I had to hold the camera on the phone thing on the stand, and I had the microphone with the mic flag, and I said, "Hey, we're here with Dave Palumbo at the Arnold. Hey, Dave, how you doing?" He goes, "This is the first time I ever saw somebody hold the camera and do the interview at the same time." I can't afford Sid. Sorry. If I could, I would. I like Sid. He's a great guy. I enjoy Sid. But yeah, so it was a little. Whatever. I don't know. Next on After Hours, get another mind reader to see where the Epstein files are. That Loho, very good.
Very good.
Very good. That's good. Yanks from the Hat Posada was the good days.
Yep.
Victoris, what's up? Yes, well, they had that core, was amazing. Another full teller, a snake charmer. Deliverance. Wow, I'm way behind. Man, we were talking about that as well. Eat a lot of spicy stuff. My friends in Mexico is the truth. Grasshopper taco is not going to lie. It actually looked good. I've never heard of grasshopper being eaten in Mexico. I've seen in the Far East. Yeah,
they call them chapelinos. They're fried grasshoppers, chapelinos.
Ugh, 2008. I remember the Sopranos and the Giants beat the Pats. Crazy era in New York. Yes, that was the 19-1 year, right? Or 18-1. With the Pats. You know what I see time? Prime Ministers committing the Trump pardon Diddy because they hate Diddy, and so do I. They're trying to say Trump pardon because Trump is guilty along with him. No, he's gonna fucking pardon him because it's fucking horse shit, and they only went after him for fucking headlines like they did for fucking Trump.
I don't like Diddy, but listen to me. What happened with what's his name there? Fucking Harvey Weinstein, Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
It's when you're that big, it's all bullshit.
They're gonna go after you. I thought Trump was racist. What happened to that? Yep, exactly. Only when it's convenient, of course.
Right.
Who the hell does this FBI drink to Lee Iacocca? How the fuck do you know Lee Iacocca, Mr. fucking son of Sammy Davis, Nick? Remember when Lee Iacocca took over Chrysler and reinvented it?
Yes.
Saved it from bankruptcy, and it's still around. Still around. Jeep, Chrysler, right?
Yep. I remember when Lee
Iacocca.
That's a long time.
Chris J. What up, you momos?
What's going on?
Hiya, Chris. My name must be Joe, the way she is biting on my John.
Oh, Jesus.
Shine ass. All good from Scotland. Oh, look at that.
That a boy,
UK,
Scotland.
Ireland, Scotland, fucking Denmark. I love it. Annie should have used Chapel of Peace. I said Chappelle. I'm reading like the comic. For my cat. They say
when you said Chappelle, I read it that way too.
I saw the same. Yeah. Chapel of Peace. That's West Coast Johnny, one of our good buddies, and his son are the owners of the place. So yes. They are. They're great people. Did he take care of Epstein? Talking about Trump? I'm not sure.
No, Chapel of Peace. I think.
Oh, Chapel. Maybe. But maybe they hid it and burnt the fucking dummy so we could see if it's really why he died. Ever thought while there are no Anthony again? No new graveyards. Where are the bodies going? Please ask Vince Art Garfunkel. Who's Vince Art Garfunkel?
I have no idea. Maybe they're all being burnt.
Oh, wait, they're talking about. Oh my God. Art Garfunkel. That's, and I know Vince, he probably would fucking find that funny. He would laugh about it. Oh, yeah. Well, there's a lot of room in the graveyards. If you ever go to a graveyard, there's a lot of empty grass, because they notice people aren't going to live forever. Does Gregg ever take out the turtles and play with them? You ever play with the turtles?
Yeah,
or do you leave them in their habitat?
They stay
when I was a little kid, to get the little turtles before they had the salmonella disease.
Well, now
Gregg,
those were little turtles. Now they're big.
Yeah. Remember when I knocked out Wayne D'Amelia for disrespecting me by cockblocking me from fucking Kiana Tom years ago?
Kiana Tom.
Wayne
Oh my God.
D'Amelia. Wayne D'Amelia is a great guy, but
He's
he's
great
not
guy.
exactly known for being huge and muscular. So it's not, I don't know if that's a great ribbon on your fucking, you're not going to get the Purple Heart for that. We got 2 minutes. No, you got to go now. MSN 13, don't fuck with the familiar. Damn right, motherfucker.
Damn
I don't know
right.
how to give gang signs. The only gang sign I give is this.
Is this?
Oh, I have to read this. Yes, I have to read this. Joe, are you trying to tell me that if you caught a pizza crossing Lee Mazzilli at John's Pizza in Manhattan, that you have handed it off to a kid, not keeping for yourself?
I love
John's
Lee
Pizza is
Mazzilli.
overrated, in my opinion.
Yeah,
John's
bro. Dude, I'm on the wall. Are you talking about on 6th Street? On 6th?
Yes.
There? Dude,
Yeah,
I'll go in there and look. I'm on their wall, in there.
Oh, you are? Oh, then it's
Yeah,
great. I love it. I didn't
Right
mean
next
this.
to- It's horrible. But their pizza sucks. I think it sucks. I'm like, everybody makes a big deal over this shit. I found it at
It's
the
right
mall
by
better.
Jekyll and Hyde's and all. And yeah, we used to eat there when I worked in Manhattan a lot. Grandpa's fucking store was right down the block from there. Grandpa Al Lewis from the Munster.
Oh shit.
He used to have a store. Condomania, another store right down the street from there also. All great, a lot of cool places around there. But John's Pizza, to me, it's brick oven pizza is different. It's not the same as it's actually closer to what they serve in Italy, but it's not. Their pizza is it's all right. It's
I'm on the
okay.
wall,
It's
but
not-
I don't give a shit. I don't like their pizza.
Yeah, it's not a fucking like, oh my God, this is the greatest pizza in the world. Greg, I know you got to punch
Yeah, I
out.
gotta
Good luck
run.
with the car. He's gonna get a 76 fucking caddy. I told him how to pop the steering column. Easiest car to steal, a fucking 80 something Cadillac, 70s, 80s. Very simple to get. All you need is a flathead screwdriver and you break the column. It's easy.
Oh,
as
now
shit,
that I
but-
know that.
Oh, why are you going to go buy one? Just go get one.
Right. How we go? I wish it was
I'll meet you up there about 8, I'll get on my way now. Guys, thank you for joining Greg and myself on this Swol Lyfe. Brings you to Greg and Joe show.
Go get some of the shit for yourself. Let's kick ass. Be honest with you, right?
Yeah.
The clean energy is my favorite.
Take care of the guys. Take care of us so we
All
can
right,
keep
guys.
taking care of
Sorry
you.
not to run, but we'll see you next week.
Guys, yeah, sorry I didn't get to all the comments, but I will be better next week with that.
Yeah.
Love
right,
you.
Joey.
See you guys
Love you
later.
guys.
Good luck,
All right.
Greg. Have fun
All right,
buying that caddy.
People probably gonna.